game, we lose one game, they want to leave it once again. Once we lost it, like, we're not letting it through. We were kind of prepared for that. We thought we were prepared for it, but in the end, we weren't. So they had to switch the whole thing and just go for different heroes and ban the Morphling, because OG, the way they play with the Morphling, it's just amazing when they pair him up with like either a Night Stalker and the Keeper of the Light, or with the Earth Spirit that I mentioned, because OG is playing a dual core lineup where you have this really good scaling Phantom Assassin still in the pool, so something that Virtus.Pro is probably looking at right now.
Yeah, and worth pointing out, ILTW is standing in for mid one, so it's not the full OG roster, but we'll see exactly how he fares going into that safe lane for them, as ILTW has been playing a lot of pubs. He's been in and out of teams recently, still a very skilled player, and he has been with OG before, earlier on this year and last year. He's popped in to be a stand-in every now and then to fill that slot when need be. Magnus first pick, Shadow Demon for OG. It's definitely one of their kind of favored position 4 heroes.
Yeah, because this hero provides you good laning stage, great scaling from position 4, and most importantly, you have a save. Like, the way Virtus.Pro plays with this hero is also pretty amazing. Save, playing the saving hero, his positioning extremely good. Same goes for Saksa. I would say like Saksa's 2 best heroes right now probably are Shadow Demon and Tusk.
Man, I do miss a bit of Tusk. That hero played so often at POS 5, but yeah, I feel like we rarely see him anymore. And I guess with Shadow Demon, if you do manage to get farmed from this position 4, you're able to get up into the Aghanim Scepter or something like that. Pretty good up against the PA. Get on top of her and make sure she can't jump in and out of fights as she'd like. And now into Ember Spirit, a hero that ILTW is definitely very comfortable on if they want to put it in the POS 1 role. But it has been a Topson hero in the past, so I guess they're keeping it flexible in that regard. But do you feel it's aimed at ILTW?
I think it's a flex pick. Like, you do not want to reveal your mid lane or like a safe lane too early, unless you have like this Phantom Assassin, this Sven. Ember Spirit could be punished. Heroes that they need to kind of ban out probably are Invoker, something that works really well. Kunkka, possibly, and that Virtus.Pro really loves to run. They ban out the Enchantress, the Lane Dominator that Virtus.Pro showed a great performance during the Epic League with the hero. And, you have a Dispel against the Ember Spirit's Flame Guard, which is always nice to have at every stage of the game. And what else is there? I'm just thinking.
I'm wondering, are you afraid of like a Viper as Virtus.Pro with the break against a PA?
Sure. I don't think it's that good against the Phantom Assassin, because you have a Blink Strike. Eventually you'll have a BKB. So it's not that good of a hero against the Phantom Assassin. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but the way OG is playing it, the way Seb is playing, the offlaners, I still think they're going to get something else.
Well, out goes the Seb Axe. Something that could definitely turn up against a PA with a Blade Mail especially, reverse those crits onto her pretty nicely. OG staring down this Magnus PA, and you're never quite sure where the Magnus is heading. It could be, like you say, that kind of position 5 or the 3. We've seen a kind of shift of that POS 3 Magnus go into, I want to say the old build, the Arcanes into mech build, then into a Blink later on, which has made him much more of a frontliner rather than, I'm going to wait in the trees for a big RP.
Yeah, I mean, you want to tank up with the Magnus. You do not want to be just that I'll blink initiated with the RP, especially if the enemy team has a save on the other side. What are they? Yeah, they're banning out like the classic Seb heroes. You have this Beastmaster, you have Axe. So Timbersaw is still in the pool. This is the hero that really punishes Phantom Assassin in the laning stage, because no matter which position 5 you're paired up with, you're going to win the lane with the Timbersaw.
Yeah, and you can leave the Timbersaw alone to get his levels as well. And then if you have that roaming support, like an Earth Spirit, for example, you can shift in to help out the other lanes quite nicely. Very slow and deliberate banning stage in this second spot, though, from both teams. Very carefully thinking about, in the back of their heads, that best of 5, what did we get rid of? What did we take there? Oh, they had Enchantress and Axe. They had the Rubik come out. They had that, the Morphling, of course, like you mentioned earlier on, being banned out early on. Lots of these little Little draft logic plays being made by both of the captains. This is where we start to reveal things, though. Probably the Pods 5 from OG. We've seen plenty of Undying, of the good old Crystal Maidens come out from time to time too.
I think you need more control coming out from your position 5 because you have a Shadow Demon. I mean, Ember Spirit is the hero that can make the plays if you have like 2 static position 5s, position 4 and 5, but I would still prefer if they get some kind of a lockdown, any kind of a stun or a team fight coming out from position 5 instead.
Yeah, something that can actually go in and do stuff. Your favorite phrase, the go do shit hero. Get up in their faces. Well, Grimstroke's going to be able to start the fights with Soulbind.
All right. That's the hero. Like, this could be potentially a really good lane. Grimstroke plus Ember Spirit. A lot of kill potential coming out from these 2 heroes. And Doom is still available. This doesn't sound to me, like a Thompson hero. But I would love to see some kind of a single target ability that they can throw in the Grimstroke ulti. Makes the combination so much more powerful. You talked about the Crystal Maiden. Virtus.Pro, they really love this hero. And
you talked about the Doom.
Yeah.
Good call. There it is. So you got the Soulbind Doom, and Soulbind's also pretty good as a setup for slight chains. You're holding those 2 heroes in place. You're going to have the ability for Ember Spirit to get there, and of course the innate ability for Ember to gap close with Inkswell. Tons of magic damage is going to come out of this OG side from a very early point.
Like, I'm just thinking whether this is Doom off lane or if it's going to be played on the mid, because Doom off lane does not pressure the enemy safe lane. Like, you're literally not doing anything. You might, get the farm. I don't think Phantom Assassin can kill you, but I still prefer if it's a mid Doom where you get to the levels, you max Devour, and you're always going to be on the top of net worth. They go with Kunkka, so they probably thought Kunkka's going to get banned out in the last banning stage because they played really well with it. And whether it's a Doom mid or Ember Spirit mid, it's a good matchup for Kunkka.
Yeah, and you could even think about the potential to put Kunkka in the position 3. You've still got the Magnus who can play 5. So if Ember's mid, you can put Kunkka mid there. If Ember's safe lane, you can have Kunkka pos 3 with Crystal Maiden. I think
you want to overcomplicate things. Just put Kunkka on mid and
keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. Sometimes it's the best option.
On to the final bans. Out goes Monkey. Wind Ranger out there from OG as well. OG, a lot of single target. Great ways of starting these fights. I feel like there's going to be this chain smoke moments where OG are just keeping the foot down, really pressuring into VP. While VP have got this, it's not more passive, but they've got this backup plan of the PA with Empower, able to sit in that Radiant Triangle and just keep on farming.
Yeah, if you look at their tower damage, it's really not out there coming out from these 4 heroes. So they want to, be aggressive with the other heroes. Join with the Phantom Assassin once she gets 2 items and then start rolling, because this is where the tower damage is going to come from. All right, so they banned Pugna, double suck combination with the Grimstroke ulti, always going to be very good. And it's also kind of a save ability, and something that OG also lacks is tower damage. So could have been a really good Pugna game.
Oh yeah, like what, decrep the RP target, decrep the PA or whoever she's going on. That would have been really nice.
Decrypt on the Kunkka's combo. Now you don't do that.
Whoopsie. Absolutely not. Also the ability just to keep these heroes going, because OG have this chase lineup, right? With Scorched Earth, the drums on Doom, Ember with a chase. They've got these heroes that like to keep fighting through long periods, and having that life drain to just heal up an Ember Spirit for another go-in could have been a nice little bonus, but not to be this game. That's that final ban from OG coming. What's VP lacking?
What's VP lacking? I love when they play Skywrath Mage, but it could be a bit tricky playing it in the Shadow Demon, because you have, the easy save coming out from that. And it's also a very good Shadow Demon game to start with, against the RP, against the Kunkka's combo. So Kunkka in this game might need to, fake it a couple of times. So Shadow Demon uses his disruption, and then it's an easy setup for Kunkka.
Well, I've got a decent amount of time to think about it to VP. I've got tons of team fight, great ways of catching people, and the ability to defend their side of the map with the abilities they have, the RP, the Kunkka combo you're talking about, even Crystal Maiden just sitting on top of a staircase with a freezing field. Pretty good zoning tools to keep OG at bay. I'm still not sure where that Magnus is heading either. If you want that Kunkka to go mid, then PA, POS 1, Magnus. Do you want to pick your POS 5 last? It always feels like such a rough thing to do.
They play Maiden as position 5, so they will need to get position 4. And for OG, I just hope it's a mid Doom, Ember Spirit safe lane. Virtus.Pro, they banned out 2 mid heroes, so they think it's an offlane Doom.
Interesting. And what about something like, OG Batrider? Bringing that out and giving it to someone to throw into mid, because they have been toying with the idea of certain matchups putting Seb into mid, moving him around as Dark Willow comes in for Virtus.Pro.
That's a really good option, actually. Something that Kunkka does not like to play into. If they want to run an offlane Doom, you have a good combination, but you will lack damage. Like, think about the scaling against the Phantom Assassin. You do not have that late game carry that's going to match up against BA, and you don't have enough tower damage to actually end the game like in 25 minutes before Phantom Assassin becomes a viable hero.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of thinking about the win condition and who's actually going to be able to, be that stand your ground fighter or the tower damage hero. It looks like Luna is that choice from OG. So that should give us the offlane Doom like you were expecting. Yeah, Seb grabs it up. ILTW's the Ember Spirit. And Topson Luna. It can't be Luna mid, right? I'm saying this. It can't be Luna mid, right?
I mean, he's a madman, so he can play whatever he wants. Like, he played Shadow Demon during the Epic League. He played Vengeful Spirit mid. I think it's Luna mid. ILTW is the guy that really loves to play Ember Spirit, probably one of his best heroes, but Kunkka destroys Ember, so I don't think it's that good of a Luna matchup for OG if they put Luna against the Kunkka. But I mean, I've never seen this lane, but would assume it's Kunkka favored.
Oh, we'll see how it goes. I mean, Luna's pretty high armor. She's got Lucent Beam to spam onto Kunkka, but once, he'll have a bracer, he'll get a bottle, he'll be fine just regenning through it. No real problems there. But I guess it is that thing you were talking about, the late game scaling against the Phantom Assassin, the ability to potentially go for this BKB carry who can deal with the Kunkka combo, who can stand the ground and battle through it all as we get ourselves into Game 1. This best of 3 here for the OGA Dota Pit Season 4. OG up against Virtus.Pro. OG no tail there. Grimstroke up at the front. None of the relics unlocked, even though he's level 6. A little bit sad. But out to the lanes we head, and I'm going to click on Topson, and I see he's got 2 shared tangos as VP all chain tip ILTW. And then OG chain tip him as well. Oh, yeah, come on. Give the Ember some more tips.
Man, the tipping game, you need to have it in this meta right now. 2 days until patch arrives. I don't know if you saw it, Gary. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna sleep between the castings, so that patch arrives much faster. When you're sleeping, time flies. So this is what I'm gonna do. Eve. Exactly.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, Christmas Eve, you go to bed at 6 p.m. or something, so you can wake up at 4 and go and sneak down to the tree and pick up all the presents. Unfortunately, I never caught a glimpse of Santa Claus. He always evaded me.
I never caught a glimpse of presents.
Aww.
When I get older, I'm more of a, I'll buy presents for others. I don't need presents.
What do you need? Just happiness?
I need a new patch, Gary. That's what I need. I want to see some fresh ideas. Like, I can only speculate about what we're going to see in the next patch, but let's focus on the runes. Seems like it's just going to be 2 for 2.
Yeah, nobody really contesting.
Just what I was waiting
Should just be the 2 for 2. As VP set up, and Crystal Maiden PA down in that bottom lane. As sacks the Shadow Demon there and save on the Dark Willow. Heading back up towards top. So we've got this Willow Magnus lane. DM is the Magnus. No Tail is wandering back up the top to be with RLTW's Ember Spirit. And there is the Topson mid Luna. Facing off against the GPK Kunkka. Definitely going to be an interesting one. We'll see what Topson's got up his sleeve. Not a matchup that we ever really see.
I mean, what can you do with Luna? Like, you can right-click and you can use Lucent Beam. Definitely not a, Topson hero. Like, if you think about his heroes, something that can do stuff, Monkey King, Pugna, anything that can go in, get clowny, and somehow manage to get out. Like, this is definitely not, the hero that you would expect him to play.
Oh, that's first blood, though. Epi Kid takes down Seb, that Doom with very limited armor. Removed by the Crystal Maiden and the PA at level 1.
Yeah, very nice move.
Shadow Demon.
Because they saw Shadow Demon trying to pull the wave, and they instantly start to play aggressively. This is something that Ilias always does when he's playing Crystal Maiden position 5, like gets a clarity running and keeps spamming Crystal Nova and has like 3-4 mangoes sometimes. He wants to secure the lane for Phantom Assassin, so pretty much every single time it's up, he uses it. Now there's more creeps on the bottom lane for OG, so they need to play a bit more passive.
Yeah, they sure do. And coming back to that Luna, it looks like Topson's got Mask of Manus queued up after a couple of Wraith bans. When you're playing against a Magnus PA, you're pretty sure there's going to be some kind of stacks there, and ancient stacks are definitely some juicy banks of gold that are built up for you. She's pretty decent at going to steal them. So we might see Topson, you're saying you want him to go clown on people. He might go clown on some jungle stacks that his opponents have made for him.
GPK dropping low.
Is he dead? Fairy Fire?
Who's
Fairy
dead?
Fire number 2, Topson, GPK, the battle in the mid lane. It is 1 for 1. As Topson dies the creeps in the end, does give the kill over to GPK. Well, that's how the matchup goes, Lacoste. We weren't sure, and apparently it's dead even.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 matchup, apparently. Especially if you use a Fairy Fire. So, yeah, good start for Topson, because he got the XP out of that. GPK was having more CS than him.
He sniped out the courier. Oh, he's got Magic Stick. He barely survives. Now he salves up. Oh, cancelled at the last second.
That's big. That's really, really big from Ilias. Because right now, he needs to go back.
Yeah, pretty limited on the regen now. Sax is going to have to make that long walk back home. And that leaves Seb's Doom in a pretty awkward spot for this reason exactly. Jumped on immediately, Frostbite and the Nova. Forced to, again, pop his Magic Stick. As mid lane, GPK. He's gone in a bit deep behind that tier 1. Cutting the wave as the Radiant does glyph it up with the X-Torrent. It'll drag Topson back in. No real kill threat on him. And Seb, dying down bottom lane, dived by the PA and the Maiden again because Sax is still in Fountain.
Yeah, all because of that healing salve cancellation from Crystal Maiden. And Crystal Maiden will almost be level 4. Like, this is insane. Because you're having such a good time, you can get like an extra point on Arcane Aura. Usually Crystal Maidens just love to max out the Frostbite. It's kind of a new age build. Well, new age, maybe old age in a couple of days.
Yeah, look back in the history books for it. Wow, this CS and net worth difference is starting to grow as well. VP with Magnus actually up at the top. He's contesting this Ember Spirit Grimstroke lane. I don't know about you, but I really thought that NoTail and RLTW, with these two heroes, would be able to play more aggressively.
I mean, Dark Willow is not the strongest laner. Same goes for Magnus, but they do not want to play too aggressive with these heroes, especially if OG is farming underneath the tower. But something that DM does really well is CSing with Magnus. Like, you're going to see his build. He's going for max Empower instead of putting an extra point in Shockwave. So that says he just wants to focus on the farming in the lane.
And it feels like NoTail can't really go back and pull. Every time I've looked top, the Dark Willow is on NoTail's face, just right-clicking him down non-stop. Throwing a couple of Brambles and Shadow Realm hits his way too. So they've not really been able to pair up together, but maybe when No-Tail hits 3, we might see that second point in Inkswell, and maybe an opportunity to strike onto save.
Could be, but Magnus is a tanky guy. Warrior Unicorn. You see what he has queued up? Infused Rain. I mean, we need to think of a different names for the heroes. Infused Raindrop, probably one of the best items for the laning stage. A Magic Stick. And he has that Mana Sustain coming out from Crystal Maiden. So he can spam the Empower. And keeping the Ember Spirit kind of low. Like, if Ember Spirit uses his Magic Stick, he's going to be full HP. But as you mentioned, they're probably going to wait until Grimstroke gets to level 3. And they put another point in Inkswell.
Feels like Raindrops are going to be a really big item this game for VP, actually. The majority of OG's damage, not only in the laning stage, but you mentioned it during the draft, into that mid to late game, pretty heavily on the magic side. I wouldn't be surprised to see this Maiden, Kunkka even, just grab up a Raindrops here and there. Yeah, GPK's got double Bracer, so he's already sorted himself out with HP regen and tankiness.
And I missed the time when Bracer was given magical resistance, just kidding.
You miss it? Okay.
As a support, I miss it, yes. But everyone was just buying it. The off laners, the safe laners, mid laners, no matter what. Like, I'm just gonna get a Bracer.
The Agi move speed was pretty fun as well. Zooming around the map with a couple of Wraith bands.
This will do just fine. This will do just fine.
Well, we should get ourselves back underway shortly. Seb, oh man. You're talking about the Maiden being level 4. Seb is level 2. This bottom lane's been a bloody tragedy for OG. They don't feel
Saxa
like
got
they've...
some of that experience when the lane pushed in. But that's pretty much it, because they killed Seb when Double Wave was approaching the tower. So that's why he's a bit underleveled.
Yeah, at least he's going to have Devour to try and catch up a little bit. As it looks like Saxa's going to secure the bottom rune. And Thompson, unfortunately, doesn't get the dice roll. Arcane top for GPK.
Well, good thing about Luna mid is that pubs cannot be ruined. Because new patch will come and people will probably start to spam a new hero that we were promised.
Oh yeah. Shiny new heroes.
What do you think it's going to be?
See, I was just
Someone
wondering
from
that.
Artifact?
I mean, you're the master of Artifact. You would know.
Yes, I am.
What was it? Is it Solar Khan?
Sorlakan or Kana?
Yeah. Solar Khan.
Gambler.
Nice. Oh no! Don't bring back the Wait, is Gambler in Artifact?
I don't know. I played Artifact 2 just at the start and then kind of stopped. But
Top
we'll
lane.
start playing it again. Top lane.
Sick little shockwave play. Drags him back with a skewer. Save, dropping low, but has the wand and a fairy fire, while LTW chasing forward with only level 1 chains. Save gives him the actual runaround, jukes him from that staircase, and this Ember Spirit's actually probably going to be in a bit of trouble here.
Bramble.
Save. Oh, okay. Before she gets any more spells off, LTW secures it. I thought VP would have a turnaround play there, but well done by LTW to shut it down while he could.
I'm a bit worried for OG, because this Luna, like, she does not want to fight. She wants to farm. Like, she just got her Morbid Mask, which means that Saxa wants to either make some stacks in the jungle, or he wants to take the XP mid once the lane starts pushing in. Also, Doom is DM top.
They get the Inkswell, but Bramble May's there, and LTW is trying with his Slight and his Flame Guard, but it's not enough. Save will be able to keep DM alive, and he's just going to, salve. He's got his Raindrops and his Bracer, so he can stick around in lane now.
Yeah, so I was saying about not enough aggressive moves that OG can make. Like, their playmaking hero is Ember Spirit. Like, that's it, because Doom is not going to be level 6 for a couple of minutes, especially if they start playing aggressively on him, because he's left alone. He has that Ice Armor. Ice Frog, please, if you're watching, if you didn't, go to vacation, you've done the job before, try to nerf it a bit. It got nerfed in the previous patch, I believe, but still not enough. And they're going to go that aggressive move that I just talked about on a Doom. Heat Deep is out. Ice Armor. Ice Armor.
Yep. I was so ready there if Seb died. Are you really going to nerf it when Seb is 0-3 in this lane? But it is the thing that kept him alive.
Before, it was 8 armor.
Yeah. Yeah, that,
I mean, we don't necessarily need to
ridiculous.
nerf everything like that. That's not how it should work, but we can buff some other stuff. Like the Vool Assassin.
Buff the Vool Assassin. Yeah, make the poison damage lethal. Bring it back. Seb annihilated yet again in that bottom lane. And they brought save down there. And you were right. In that dire jungle, Luna has some big stacks with a Mask of Madness. So Thompson scaling and accelerating pretty quickly. While up at top, actually, making a play onto the Magnus. He skewers RTW back towards that tier 1. But I think DM here is just dead to rights. No Tail and Saxa came in to set it up for them. And OG,
Yeah,
they are making
forward.
moves.
Deep ward from Virtus.Pro, kind of seeing that Luna is clearing the stacks. Triple item drop for Luna. I'm a bit surprised that they did not decide to invade the enemy jungle, because they have a vision and you have one of the best heroes to take the stack with, Kanka. I guess he's afraid that there's going to be disruption into Eclipse, which Luna does not have.
Oh, the combo.
So
Save
there's
is
the
there.
disruption.
Shadow Demon walks it back. The Inkswell on the Doom. He moves forward. The Shockwave stops him in his tracks. And they have that Frostbite as DM, yeah, fake pumping the RP. But OG come with numbers to defend the mid tier 1. And No Tail will
No
deny
tail,
it.
how many hits? 2 more.
Oh.
5 HP. Done.
He gets
I mean,
it.
there's no reason to leave it there. They get the gold, they deny the gold from the enemy team, and like, you're not gonna defend that tower anyway. Like, you already used pretty much everything. Doom is now level 6, a bit lacking some mana, but yeah. It's also, this build in Luna says, like, I do not want to fight, I just want to keep farming.
AFK jungle. It should match up decently though. Epileptic Kids with the Mask of Madness, the Blightstone, and Empower is level 3 from Magnus. But he's no longer playing with the PA, so it should expire reasonably soon. And it looks like OG going to be the ones to again move into this area to spot out or potentially contest any stacks. Crystal Maiden hit by the Inkswell, but GPK's here. X mark, but no boat for 5 seconds, so Ilias, his life is forfeit, while No Tail's being chased by Save. Bramble Maze on top of the Cursed Crown. And this Dark Willow pummeling him down, but No Tail. Oh yeah, there's Epic Kid. The PA
Courier.
arrives. And they'll remove him, and Grimstroke's Courier just gonna flap its little wings with a little seal flying through the sky.
I think this fight could have been a bit different if Kanka decided to hit the Phantom from Grimstroke instead, which would allow Crystal Maiden to use the Frostbite, but maybe he thought, like, Crystal Maiden's dead anyway. Doom on the bottom lane.
Yeah, they go
Where's
for
the
DM.
follow-up?
Saxa's
Team?
coming, but there's the TP. Dark Willow wants to try and come in, and Seb, he's got no mana left. 6 stick charges up his sleeve, but Dark Willow's here with stuns, control, and GPK is going to arrive with the damage
That's
from
gonna be a
PA.
tip. Like,
That
this needs
is-
to be a tip from Virtus.Pro.
Sad times for Seb. 0-4-0 on this Doom. I'm trying to find someone else lurking in the shadows, but Saxa has already backed himself up enough to grab the bounty rune. And he's trying to save himself with the disruption, but there's the GPK
There's
fake
the
out
fake
you were
bump.
talking. Exactly. Waited for the disruption and for that torrent to come afterwards. And now
There's
they
the
steal some stacks.
Invasion. It's not a big one, but, you know, it's an extra gold, so get whatever you can. And because you have Magnus in the team, you can afford to just get that
RTW.
Mask of Madness.
He's jumping in deep here. They've caught the Doom up in a torrent. Half HP with RP on 2. DM catches them wonderfully.
There's
The boat's
the
going to
boat.
land on their heads. Down goes Seb. But GPK's low and LTW's chasing. But look at
Whoa.
Thompson. Thompson's dying. Thompson's been burst. They get the Bedlam on him. And PA is still ready to fight here if she wants to jump in. Sees RTW with the Frostbite there. The torrent comes. GPK's still alive with the Demonic Purge. Saxa should be able to secure it. And RTW will survive for now. No Tail. He's just in the middle of them all. Frostbitten up, they've bubbled up the PA, but Epic Kid not worried about this whatsoever. 3 stacks of poison, Soul Catcher going. Still has the ability to dodge and dive, but he
Here
jumps
comes
instead onto the target, and Epic Kid slays that Shadow Demon yet again. OG with a decent burst of aggression, but the staying power of VP, substantial.
Yeah, it's very hard for them to take a team fight because Luna does not have a point in the Eclipse. So, I mean, even with the Eclipse, 2 points in Lucid Beam, so he's just heavily focusing on farming right now. But, you know, that fight could have been a bit different if Luna had the Eclipse ready. Just some extra damage to deal with Kanka. GPK, interesting build. Most of the time when they pick Kanka, they tend to go for the Spirit Vessel, and one of the reasons why they pick it. But now there is not like a good Spirit Vessel target, so he just gets a cheap damage, armlet, good against the Shadow Poison. Also, there's not enough burst damage on OG, so we might see some good armlet toggles coming out from GPK.
Unless he gets doomed. Probably,
Well, yeah, then it's kind of
Yeah, there was always this argument back in the day about buying armlet up against the Doom, and it's like, you don't really want to do it. But it is going to, like you say, give him the ability to toggle through pretty much everything else. Where is that Magnus? What's he up to? Is that mech coming out to him yet? It sure is. So you're going to have this peak here for VP, where they've got the Arcane's mech Magnus to frontline. Thompson skirts around the edges of the Dark Willow spells.
yeah, they're ready to fight with Magnus.
Dire scan the Roche pit. It does flicker back to green though. Oh, PA. See Saxa. Makes the jump. Forces disruption and the TP. Where's the crit? Is it coming? Epikid can't finish the job.
Oh,
They're gonna go in mid.
Some cooldown
Oh,
mid.
Thompson. The boat lands again, crashing up on the shores of Thompson's Luna. And that's the VP move. Oh, that should be coming for GPK. Going straight into the BKB afterwards. And this Phantom Assassin with Mask of Madness into a pretty speedy Desolator. The pace at which VP are playing, it's not going to slow down anytime soon. And they're the ones with the scaling lineup as well.
Yeah, I mean, OG needs to do much more with their lineup. Like, Doom is ready, Grimstroke ulti is up, they need to take a fight and try to make a move. Like, if you see the score 13 against 6 and only 1k gold lead for Virtus.Pro, but if this game keeps on playing like this, OG is going to be in trouble. Shadow Demon, Luna, they scale well, but there's Cleave and carry-to-carry matchup. Luna against Phantom Assassin is kind of sad for Luna.
It's one of those situations where, well, like you say, the metrics, they don't really line up to the dynamic of the game, as Seb obliterated by GPK and save. You know, we often talk about that kind of early game team, or the teams with the lane domination matchups where they try and draft themselves into an early position, and if they don't get that 4k lead by, 10, 15 minutes, then they are technically, even if they're even by the metrics, they are behind by that much.
Yeah, you love to use that word metrics.
Metrics, yeah, it's a beautiful word.
You sound so much smarter, Gary. Like your
Thank you.
IQ doubled. Now it's double digit. Let's go. Wicked sick. Epic Kid, man. Like, they need to run. Whoop, deleted.
Oh, you got me, dude. Well, let's see if OG can get to double-digit kills, because they are bleeding out quickly. VP, yeah, they get a couple of kills.
Oh,
they tag
that
in.
play.
The dagger
That play
forward.
from Epic Kid. He blinked
Thompson.
onto the ancient granite golem. They need
Great
to buy
torrent.
back.
Nice disruption. Saxa saves Thompson for now, but in comes the Terrorize. Stops
what a
his
combo.
play, and the combo's there with an RP landing. They're going to take them all down. OG being destroyed here by VP as Seb has come into his own demise, walks into the midst of them all, and the Doom slowly but surely whacked by this.
This is a full team
it's a wipe.
Rooted. That's 6-man wipe. Like, it all started with a one pick off, and I think OG should have just backed off and say, like, yeah, we need to, say these are our casualties and keep farming. But Doom used, so they're not gonna have that for almost 2 full minutes, which allows Virtus.Pro to go into Roche Pit and take it. Phantom Assassin getting out of control slowly. Deso, Mum, and the full Sange. So that's very sad for OG. This is the type of change I want to see in the next patch. Sag and Yasha. Kaya and Sag. Kaya and Sag is one of the saddest items in the game right now. It feels so underwhelming. I've seen a couple of Void Spirits trying to buy it and make it viable. Never happened. Seb, oh god, is he gonna die again?
Oh, please. He's just trying to farm some neutrals. But you got a Yule's on save that sets it all up. That Doom. Deary me. An unstoppable Dark Willow for save. And they've got eyes on. DM is like, guys, look, there's more targets here. Let's go and finish this game. Inkswell with the silence there. The Soulbind comes.
There's no follow-up.
He tries to start the fight, but Lacoste, you're right. There is just no follow-up. And they've got the X-Mark to drag back RTW. He remnants in, but Epileptic Kid is godlike now. slaying OG one by one. They all come tumbling down, and Thompson, well, he's farming jungle. He's pushing that bot lane. He does not want to be involved. The trouble is, the involvement's coming to him. He can't escape from this, can he? He's sprinting away, out of the terrorize. The VP this time, they can't catch the speedy Luna.
Really rough for OG. Like, they're relying on Luna getting so big with the Shadow Demon illusions. The problem is Shadow Demon is level 8, and he did not max out Disruption.
They've got chain stuns in the mid lane on RTW. They sure do. That Ember Spirit thought he could get out with a Fire Remnant he'd placed, but my goodness, VP with the execution, and with Roshan open to them, no buyback on RTW. OG, they're kind of moving forward to contest this. I just don't see how.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Good question, Gary. I'm trying to think of an answer, and I don't have one. And seems like OG does not have an answer either. So, bottom.
Thompson thinks it's free.
Yeah.
He thinks it's free, but it's really not. GPK's here. He's going to cleave off the creep and clear out Thompson. Might even get the tower deny as well. Save tips him as Roshan is also removed out. Epic Kid gets the Aegis. And this really is a clinic from Virtus.Pro. 10k lead, 20 kills ahead, and I think Seb is right there. Oh, crap.
OG is a team that doesn't GG out early. They tend to play the game until like the throne falls, until it's really over. If it was some other team, pretty sure they would take one more fight. You know, we're gonna try and see how that's gonna go and just call it. Like, look at the itemization. Grimstroke, he wants to farm somehow Aghanim Scepter, because that could be... This is, I think, one of the most underused Aghanim Scepters, because we don't see too much of a Grimstroke, but it's one of those that, you know, can make a whole difference. Shadow Demon, he also wants to get the Aghanim Scepter. Everyone wants to get Ags on their side.
I got really excited for OG for a second there, because my immediate thought when you pointed out the Aghanim Scepter was, where's the Philosopher's Stone for Nota?
Yeah, no
I clicked on neutral items, like, oh, there it is! Oh, wait, no, that's VP's Philosopher's Stone. OG don't have one.
Feely bad, man.
Feely bad, yep. Sure is. OG with the wraparound, thinking about starting this fight somehow. As the PA takes down the tier 1. Doom caught in the Bramble Maze, but there's a Soul Bite. Jump in from OG, and immediately, No Tail is annihilated. Saxa, a couple of hits. TP successful back to base. But a bit of a weird fight to start off there. At least they hold on to Doom, and at least Luna keeps farming out on the map.
We still have not seen the double Doom combination with the Grimstroke. Luna, as you mentioned, just keeps farming. I mean, she's up there with the Kunkka 2,000 gold less,
Seb.
but it's a tough one. I think they're saving tips for, you know, if something like buyback happens or if he misuses a Doom. I think
Doom's a creep.
tip game, Seb is their target, Luna.
Do you just RP her? Yeah, of course you do. The beams are coming.
Get out of the Shadow Realm.
Still has the
Your
mech.
body.
And save. Killing off Thompson, so all of that farm, the highest farmed hero, nearly 10,000 net worth, completely useless against this Dark Willow and Magnus. Oh my god! Okay! I barely got my camera there fast enough. I'm glad we have an observer for the stream to actually watch, because I nearly missed that one. Died immediately.
This one's rough. The problem is they don't have the carry that, you know, if this game drags for another 20-25 minutes, it's still gonna be a much better matchup for Virtus.Pro, and they have a better scaling heroes. So, looking... Ember.
He's walking forward. He's got a double damage rune. He's trying to bait spells, but he's been X-marked back. Half HP, and there's the Yules with the Cursed Crown. There's No Tail.
Oh, perfectly timed.
Nice RTW gets caught by the boat after that, and with the Shadow Realm hitting and that Kunkka damage, they'll continue with a Beyond Godlike PA diving deep and aiming for Saxa. Shadow Demon, where are you gonna run, buddy? You're trying to hide? That's a BKB PA now as Thompson, he's walked into the fight. Terrorize comes but misses everyone. The mech from DM allowing Epic Kid to keep on battling. Thompson is running around in circles. He's not sure what to do with himself. X marked up, but OG, they are in a decent spot to potentially take this fight, but the freezing field comes. Catches RTW with the Cursed Crown as well.
Like, someone
Epic
deny
Kid.
me.
The PA still has Aegis, man. This PA is going to come back alive if she even dies in the first place, because PA is running rampant. Continues that beyond godlike. Kunkka finally falling, but ILTW, what's he got left? No remnants is what he's got left. And Thompson, he's the last
This
one
might
standing
be
for this
it, Gary.
fight. This looks like, oh, come on, DM, give it to the PA. The dagger's there. And one more hit. One more hit. Epic Kid, kill off that silence, kill off
He's
that
going in.
nasty little bug, diving in deep. Oh, going for no tail instead, and there's the mech. DM allows this. Epic Kid PA to stay alive, and they wipe them off the face of the map yet again. VP really making a statement out of game one.
You know what I always say, Gary, once the network lead reaches the minute we're in, 1K per minute, the game is officially over, at least for me. So they still need to get 3 kills. Aegis is about to expire in 30 seconds. Man, PA is massive. Like, they don't have the answer for Phantom Assassin. Doom got the ulti off on Kunkka, who had the armlet on. So he died right there.
Saxa. Bye-bye. Unstoppable DM now. I mean, wait, what's he at? 7, 2, and 18. Has no tail. Oh, that's a double damage PA. You cannot show on the lanes against that.
Couldn't even notice that it's a double damage on her because of the Empower, Arcane Aura, Clarity, everything's shining blue, yeah? There it is, Aegis reclaimed. I've been really impressed the way Save plays. Like, he might be the best position for right now.
Oh, look at that. He's caught the Ember into the Brambles and the PA! 1.6k RP! Was that expended? No, it was fake pumped by DM because they killed Sev without it anyway. Saxa's coming down, thinking about the go onto the Magnus, and that Terrorize. That is a little bit of a fake pumping, and the Phantom Assassin just keeps the streak going. OG with 3 heroes down yet again. Luna out on the map farming. Go on, you can kill the Maiden. I believe in you, Thompson.
Oh, no, I don't think so. If she uses Beam, Crystal Maiden will bite, Glimmer, and Freezing Field.
Radiant structures are fortified.
An Epic Kid, in the meantime, is diving the base. So Maiden is just trying to stop cancel TP, right? It's like, I dare you to try and TP home. I dare you to TP home. Yeah, keep spamming Lucent Beam, because I've got an RP to back me up in a freezing field. Shockwave and Skewer into the middle of it all. And Thompson, what have you walked into? That wasn't a fight you were ever going to win.
25k gold lead, 24 minutes in. Gary, I believe this is it.
Why hasn't the throne fallen, Lacoste? Is that what's coming in the new patch?
I would love to see that. Now, then we would, you know,
no
be
comebacks.
sure that the game, no comebacks.
Would get a little bit boring. Comebacks are always fun. Right, OG. You need to get one team fight where you have your combo go off. Double Demonic Purge, double Doom, double D, double everything. Get it onto the PA. And make sure she dies. But I think that might be a little bit tricky, because she's got BKB Satanic. And Boat
Yeah,
Buff.
Satanic could
and
be a
mech,
problem.
And RP. And a Skewer. Actually moves the bubble down to the low ground. No
One
tail.
shot it.
Okay.
There's the Doom
Kid.
with the BKB on.
They do put the Doom forward, and RTW is trying to do what he can from the high ground, but again, saves positioning. He's in the perfect spot to find the Ember Spirit, and there's just no way of retreating. No tail. He's moved forward, and he's been blown up. GG is called as Virtus.Pro, 49-7, 50-7, a 30k lead. Really, a one-way street of a game.
What a performance from Virtus.Pro. I mean, they won 3-2 in the Epic League in the grand finals. The games were, some of them were one-sided, but I'd say not as one-sided as this one. In one game, Virtus.Pro GG'd out 19 minutes in. OG could have tried to do the same in this one, but they kept playing for 6-7 more minutes, try to see how the game's going to develop, but, Virtus.Pro just had a better scaling lineup. They came out of the laning hot, the bottom lane, Doom. I think the Luna mid is fine. Ember Spirit, did okay. Like, he was at 1.32 and 0 with the 6 kills. So, I mean, out of 6 kills. So, pretty okay stuff from Ember. I just think you need to pair it up with a different offlaner, someone that pressures the enemy safe lane, which I mentioned, and you need a playmaking off lane. I think that's the key if you want to have like Luna mid, which is not a hero that wants to do stuff, just bails in the jungle. They try to make something happen, did not work out. Next game